Welcome to Sense and Logic. My name is Albert, Zulu Sierra 6, Sierra Echo, and here next to me I've got the Classic Yaesu FT-736. Now this is a VHF UHF base station radio. It was released in about 1988 and was available up till the mid-90s. This radio was way ahead of its time. It came standard with 2 meters and 70 centimeters, but you could add additional bands to it via enclosed modules, and you could choose between 50 megahertz, 220 megahertz and 23 centimeters. You can install any two of those free. Now this specific radio has got installed the 6 meter module as well as the 23 centimeter module. The nice thing about it, it's got 4 antenna ports, so each module has got its own antenna board, which enables you to run full cross-band duplexing. Another nice feature about this radio is it's an all-mode radio. You can do single sideband, CW, as well as FM on all of these bands. Excellent, excellent radio, way ahead of its time. Let's have a closer look and see what some of its features are. This radio comes standard with a switch mode power supply. It's very easy to change the voltage. There's a little dumper wire in the switch mode power supply which you change between 110 and 230. So it's very, very simple to change between the voltages depending on where in the world you find yourself. The one thing about the power supplies is they're well known for failure. The capacitors heat up, especially 2 of them next to the high voltage, the high current resistors, as well as the ones next to the transformer. Very easy to recap, very easy to service yourself. Now, if we start and look here, it's got a built-in preamp switch here, which sends power via the coax cable to the preamps installed on the mast. It has the MOX selector and the power button. Here you can choose on your main switch between your ALC, your power, your satellite, your S meter and your power, and your ALC again. On the Vox selection you can choose between your gain adjustments, your display and your anti-trip. You can adjust your key speed. You can also set your automatic gain control from fast, medium to slow. And here is the satellite selectors, which is now currently set to off, RX, TX, normal or reverse. Below here you've got your enablement for your speech processor, your keyer, your burst functions, your pause, the dim to enable the screen to be able to see that, which dims the screen and the bulb of the meter. Here you can select between the various VFOs. Now it's got 2 built-in VFOs, VFO-A and VFO-B. So you can enable to receive on B and transmit on A, receive on A and transmit on B, or just simply B or A. Your mic gain, your drive power, your squelch settings, which will enable the noise, the tone adjustment, your AF and your RF gain adjustments, which is now simply off because there's no antenna connected. The dial is very, very smooth, very easy to use. You can also lock the dial to keep it off. Now one nice feature about this radio, which was way ahead of its time for a VHF UHF radio, was the noise blanker and the notch filter abilities built into the radio. You can also choose between the menus, FM channels and your single sideband channels, which is programmed into the menu already. Now a nice thing about this radio as well, it's got a built-in speech, so you can, for people with reading this, where it reads out the frequency for you with people with impaired vision. Another optional extra for this radio was the tone board. This one has got the tone board built in to utilize the repeaters. Now, a lot of people use this radio for repeater work, and there's nothing wrong with it, but it's seriously, seriously overkill, because this radio was designed to be the ultimate VHF UHF base station for its time, and specifically to work satellites. And it's not just satellites, it's excellent at working simplex, to do single sideband on VHF or UHF, to do FM on VHF UHF, or to do CW on VHF and UHF. The nice thing, it compensates for the satellite, so it can automatically receive on one, transmit on the other, compensates for the Doppler and the change in frequencies. So really, really an excellent radio. You can use this for Earth, Moon, Earth work. You can use it for meteor scatter, tropoducting, anything that you want to do in the field of VHF, UHF, this radio can do for you. Way ahead of its time. And the real big benefit about this radio is because it's all through-hole components, very modular construction, it's so simple to work on this radio. If something has to be replaced, it's easy peasy. You can still service this radio yourself. Not like the modern rigs where it's all built into integrated circuits. It's all off-the-shelf parts mostly. Very simple to maintain and keep running. And a very reliable radio, I must say. You know, it stood the test of time. And typically classical Yaesu design. It's old school in today, with all plenty of buttons where you can select between the various bands, the speak, your settings for programming, the modes, the channel changes. It has also have IF shift, which was quite unique for its time, I think, for the VHF, UHF radios. An excellent radio, and also listening to your own speech, monitoring your output. Really nothing to complain. A great rig. Let's listen to some transmissions, and we did now, and see what's available. And some I did just earlier before I did this video. It had to be unplugged because there's a severe thunderstorm. Here we just passed now with a bit of a heavy rain for a couple of minutes, but typically high felt storms for a few minutes, then big bang, then it's all over. Let's have a see what was available on the bands on 2 meters, and you can hear how it sounds and have a kind of a quick QSO.
Vanaf hier Johan en baie goeiemôre hier. En dit is Sierra Echo. Môre af jou. En vat gerus rondom wat ek hoor daar van jou kant af. Dit is Sierra Lima Papa in die groep.
ZD6 Sierra Lima Papa in die groep vanaf ZD6 Sierra Echo. Goeiemôre aan almal. Ja, jy doen net vinnige seintoets van my kant af hierso. As julle van my kan sê hoe's my modulasie aan daai kant, ek toets een van my baie ou radios, 'n ou Yaesu 736. So ek wil net gou gehoor hoe klink hy aan daardie kant. Vanaf ZD6 Sierra Echo in die groep.
Die naam is Fritz, is ek reg daar, QSL?
Negatief, die naam aan hierdie kant is Albert, Alpha Lima Bravo Echo Romeo Tango, Albert. So jy kon sommer vir my hele name en roepsyne gee van hierdie kant af en net my sê hoe klink my modulasie en aan daai kant met hierdie ou Yaesu'kie vanaf ZD6 Sierra Echo.
Dan gaan ons daar, Albert, baie goeiemôre. Nog een naam ek het die roepsyne al baie gehoor, maar nou ja, hierdie kant ZD6 Sierra Lima Papa, Simon, Sierra India Mike Oscar November, en Johan, ZD1 JDT, Johan, dit doe daar onder in die Kaap. Jy wil lekker saam met natuurlijk hier op die andere kant van die lijn, Zulu Lima 1 Papa Delta Tango, Pieter daar in Whangarei in Nieuw-Zeeland. Jy sing hierdie kant baie goed. Ek sit hier in die heel ooste van Pretoria, in Nawekaliner. En ek hoor jou baie goed mooi sein en elke ding wat hier deur herhaal kom hierdie kant. So daar is die foute daar van die Albert. Hy klink heel goed hoor. So maar daar is hy. Laat ek net oorstuur aan na Pieter toe, daar in Nieuw-Zeeland. CDL1 PDT en CD6 JLP in die groep.
Albert, ek klink alright. En dan het 'n groot dubbel gehad saam met Johan Best. En ek hoor so van en so aan dag. Maar ja, ek klink alright.
Dit is 6 Papa van Mike, hoe klink dit nou?
6 Papa van Mike, dit klink uitstekend Pieter, baie beter, dankie. Dankie vir die saamluister.
Die ou TNT manne. ZD6 BLD, Chris hier vanaf Mylstroom.
Ek gaan graag saam luister. Dit is BLD, hartelijk goeiemorgen jou Chris. Dankie vir die saamluister.
Goeiemorgen allemaal. ZD6 Hotel Papa, namens Hugo. Ek luister saam.
Nog stasies op 2 meter.
Zulu Sierra 6 Sierra Echo Albert.
ZD6 Echo Foxtrot Bob. Goedemiddag meneer voor allemaal.
Dankie Ernst, net die stasie voor jou. Ekskuus, jy het my bietjie onkant daar gevang. Kom net weer met jou roepsyn.
Zulu Sierra 6 Sierra Echo Albert aan hierdie kant. Voorspoed van nuwe jaar vir almal van julle.
Baie dankie Albert, ek moet 'n bietjie beter luister hierso net. Maar goed, baie dankie daarso. Lekker dag nog stasie.
Goeiedag hier van Enius, voorspoed vir nuwe jaar hier van ZD6 Hotel Mike.
Dankie Henny, aangename dag. Nog iemand wat wil inrapporteer?
There you have it, just a quick preview of the 736 Lightning again. So really an excellent radio. If you like this video, please remember to subscribe. There's plenty of more quick ham reviews and other consumer advice and common sense videos going to be made. So please like this video and remember to sub. 73, see you soon, Sense and Logic.